What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Genki Base, where today we're going to be looking at another Key video with One of Those Nights by Key. The reason why I want to have a look at this video is not because anyone recommended it to me, it's more that I want to see maybe how Key was in the past. How was he like when? 3 years ago, 4 years ago? Is there any change to where he is now? I really want to see a bit of a comparison because I think that is actually very interesting. I always love to look at some origin stories to see where were people before, where were they now, and what's happening, and I like that. I like to get a little bit more into it rather than just going, just hitting the tip of the iceberg in case you are not aware of the channel yet. Before we start with the video, like always, if you have any recommendations on videos you want me to see in the near future, put them in the comments below. And of course, if you like the content you're going to see right now, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and of course, be there in the next video. It really supports the channel, and that liking really is liked by YouTube. So hit the like button. I know I said it, but I'm saying it again. Let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into Key with One of Those Nights. I must say, ever since I started doing this with the green screen, I loved it a little more. I love it that you can basically see more of the video rather than some of the background. And I think it's also nice to have, a good YouTube background is great, but because we're analyzing videos, the more of pixels you can see on screen, the better. Let's continue. That was logically really just some stock footage. There's nothing wrong with stock footage, actually, because when I started filming, I always thought that, damn, you must be lazy to get stock footage. But over the years, I've just learned that this is actually a great way to save time. Like, why do you want to go out to film something if it's already filmed? And it saves you so much time. And if some people do it good, then just pay them for it. It's the reason why stock footage actually exists. Very nice. I want to go back a little bit. I just like that the shots are very slowly revealing bit by bit. You have Key here in the middle. I don't know if this was a real location, in all honesty. I cannot judge it because, some of the green screening is just fantastic over the years. But it looks very nice what I see here right now. And it's all just adding to the story. And also, if you look at the colors so far, I love the orange tone. Nice and warm. Gives me that sunset feeling, that sunrise feeling. And it's continued here as well in the lights. Really nice. Really nice there as well. I don't know if you saw it, but there was a bit of a snap there. Let's go back again. I love the slow motion here. It's really nice. It's all about the build up so far. I don't know what the MV is going to be about yet, but the choreography is extended from one scene to the second scene. Very nice. And then you hear this snap, and then it goes to the next scene. Just have a listen. Really cool. Really cool. Fantastic. I mean, these are the kind of shots that I love. You don't have any face softening. You can see his pores. You can see his skin. You can see the detail. I don't get it why so many K-pop stars really want to get rid of it. I don't get it. It just looks so much more human if they have all of these elements in it. And on top of that, you can see that he's wearing contacts. I have a question. Does it hurt to wear these contacts? If you did it ever in the past, tell me. I'm curious to see, and maybe I'll try it myself. Hold up. I'm sorry, by the way, if I pause a lot. If you're new to the channel, this is part of it, but there are some elements that I really just love, and one of them is actually this. I love when things are shot in real locations, so I can actually go back to that other shot that we saw, with the sunset. That was a real location. I can presume that he was actually standing there because, hey, he's standing in the ocean here, and it's really cool. What I also like about it is that how rough this entire scene actually is. He's literally standing in the ocean here. There's not a lot of lighting going on. I can only see one source, a big light somewhere in the background to light him up, but that's it. You can even see all the grain still from the cameras because this was shot most likely in the pure dark or nearly a couple hours after sunset, of course, because you can see some of the sky here and then it's blacker here. It's kind of cool though. I love real locations. Nice. Really cool. The idea that we also see here is that, do you see the element moving here? Basically, you see the lights moving of the trams passing by. It gives you the idea of visualizing how time passes, how quick everything goes by, and that, once it starts going, you can't stop it. It's a nice representation that we see here. Really cool. So I can only presume that this is Crush. I don't know who Crush is, but the song already says, feed Crush. Let me just investigate the scene here a little bit. I like the setup. I like the minimal lighting. However, I think that these lights are a bit too bright. I don't know why, but on my eyes, they are just, they just stick out too much. And yeah, maybe just tone it down a little bit would have been great. Just, turn down the highlights a bit. I mean, I know what they were going for. They were going very, very aesthetical train ride, but I don't remember trains being this bright. Like on my monitor, it's a bit too bright. Really cool shot. I mean, that is so awesome. I love when they pull off these kind of elements, For the people who are just interested how they did the shot, it's basically they have the camera here on a robot or on a pulley system, something where it can repeat the shot twice, exactly the same. And for one shot, you have it all set up, that you have Key here with his girlfriend having a good time. And after that, it's going to fade slowly into the second shot that they did, where everything is set up or everything is slowly renovated. They made sure that the camera is exactly in the same spot the entire time. Really nice. Oh, that's a really cool shot as well. I mean, I love that they're using a reflection here. Very simple elements, but it's just playing a little bit with the cameras. It's just playing a little bit with what you have available on set. And sometimes these reflections are super cool. I do the same if I have the opportunity, of course. I always try to look for different ways of not just filming what I see throughout the lens, but also see, okay, what is reflective? What is not reflective? What can I play with? Really cool. It always makes me question whether they plan these kind of shots or not, but from my experience, most likely these are just seen on the go. In all honesty, so I've seen this scene a couple of times now. I don't know if this is the perfect location that they're going with here, because it's just a very contrasting scene. Again, I don't understand the lyrics fully, but if you look at it from the visuals, everything makes sense with what they're trying to go with and what they're trying to, represent in the video. But, for example, everything is basically orange. But here you can see that it's just as if they just filmed in the forest, where it seemed like everything was raining. Everything seems a bit dead. Everything seems, not alive. It's a bit of a contrasting scene. Maybe this explains itself a little later. Nice. I mean, whoever did the cutting here, they really focused on the choreography of Key. They wanted to make sure that his choreography is seamless. They always want to make sure that whatever scene you're looking at, that it just continues from one place to the other place, whether it is in the same location or not. Really good. Really, really good. Bit of film grain going on there. Not sure if it was the greatest choice. I mean, let's go back there. You can basically see some of that grain in his face here. I'm not really sure what they're going with here. Maybe that everything is deteriorating. I cannot really put my finger on it, but it's also would have been great if they just left it out, because the next scene doesn't have it, for example. It's not that strong, and it looks a little bit better. It just looks a bit cleaner. And then the next scene looks a little bit cleaner, no? It seems like they just had a different amount of grain that they wanted to have throughout the video. But for the rest, it looks really good. You see, that seamless integration from one scene to the other. Let's have a look at this choreography, and then boom, to the next part. They really made sure that the movements are the hitting points to the next scenes. Really cool. That's really focused though. And I can only imagine, with Key and how we can see him as a person, from what I know, from what I saw from some of his MVs. Most likely he said that do not destroy the choreography, do not destroy what I'm about to do on video. Make sure that everything is interlinked. And they really, really nailed it throughout the MV. Really nice. All the emotions, all the, they really tried to make this as dramatical as possible. And it's cool. It's they're really hitting it, you know, with those extreme darknesses, those extreme colors, those heavy contrasts that you can see here as well. But I like it. I like when shots are very contrasting. It's really nice to look at. That's a really, really cool top, by the way. Who made this? If you know who made this, put it in the comments below. I'll give you a like. Nice. Like I say, it's all about the choreography in this video, and I think that's fine, you know. Who is this made by? Is this SM Entertainment? Yeah, it also is. I still can't believe it, you know, that after I made that song with Lalisa, that they say with Lalisa, some of the people even wrote down, and I think it's the craziest thing I ever heard, that some MVs or K-pop videos don't have that much choreography in it. I'm like, hold up, wait, what? This is a clear example that choreography is a very important part to K-pop. And what do people tell me? No, they tell me the wrong stuff, but that's okay. You know, here's the proof. If you are against it still and you can prove that this is not choreography and it's just about all storytelling, tell me. I think it's the choreography that's actually pulling this entire video together. So just wanted to bring it up again. Oh, this is actually much better. So here you can see the light. It's just a little bit toned down. It's just nicer to look at. I know that the scene is a little bit more dramatical. It's a little bit more in contrast. That's fine. But this is a little bit more pleasing to the eyes. It's not as bright. And like I say, if you have a very bright monitor and you're working on it and you're using it for editing and reviewing videos like I am, you see a clear difference. But for me, this is a much better tone of light. I mean, of course, before it was more blue toned. Now it's a little bit more orange toned. That's quite natural. But this is a little bit better in a good direction. I mean, this brightness would have been perfect as well before. Nice. Following the choreography. Again, that seamless integration of the choreography. Just have a look. Click, click, click. Done. Nice. Really, really nice. Damn, that must be so cold. I really hope that they filmed this in the summertime, because I can only imagine how cold this would have been if they filmed this in the winter. Also, do you see a little bit of a boat here? Do you guys see that actually, a little bit of a light? Just thought it's fun to point these things out. Let's go back there again. I think I noticed something. You can slowly see a bit of a blooming effect going on. Don't you see it? Like, it seems, I don't know if that's his body just so warm from the choreography, because you can see a bit of steam going on. It really just might be him being that warm, and that, you know, on top of his dancing and with the water, it's just his body steaming. I mean, that's cool. Really nice. Really, really nice MV. Maybe would have been also a little bit cool if they included a little bit more like city shots rather than jungle shots. Like, it's a little bit more easy to follow people who are maybe not stuck in the woods, but rather they live in a city and they're going through one of these moments, as if Key is going through or Crush is going through right now. Maybe that would have been a little bit nicer. But again, it's really difficult to film in cities, purely because A, you have a lot of fans, and B, people are very curious. And on top of that, people that are really curious will even go out there, start filming, and it's very hard to hide these kind of elements. You know, it's just hard to hide that you're doing a set, let's say in the middle of Seoul. People would just be too curious and upload everything to the internet. I've experienced this as well on one of my projects, that the people would just come even past the barricades, and even if you have security, people would still take photos. It's a little bit annoying, but you can't hinder it. It's really hard to do this in the cities. But yeah, guys, that is Key with One of Those Nights feat Crush. And I'll be honest, I really think it's a simple MV that they pulled off here. Like, not in the terms that it was simple to pull off, but it's just very easy to follow to see what's going on here. I like that it's actually being controlled by the entire choreography. I like that they're trying to make the choreography one of the main points of this MV, because you can really see how they cut it. They really don't want to interrupt that choreography. They want to make sure that it's flawless, that it's uninterrupted, and that it's very clean from one scene to the other scene. And I like that. It's a very different take, and it really just seems as if they want to just continue one element to a next scene with a bit of a different twist to it. You know, for example, first you're with a group, and then from a different angle and maybe a solo work, the choreography continues. It's like a strand of DNA slowly developing. It's very nice to look at, actually. But yeah, guys, this is Key with One of Those Nights. And now the big question is, what do you think of the MV? Do you really like it? Do you not like it? Put it in the comments below. Tell me what you think about it. And of course, if there's anything that I missed out about the story, maybe talk a little bit about the story. Tell me what you think about it, and tell me a little bit more in detail what it's about. Is this about Key's emotions? Is this about, you guys are the professionals? Teach me in the comments below. But for now, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you had a good time. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button because YouTube really likes that. And on top of that, make sure you subscribe to be part of the next video. And of course, if you have any videos you want to recommend to me, then please just put them in the comments below. That's the best way for me to find out, and I'll see you on the next video. So stay tuned, stay safe, stay free, and enjoy your life. I'll catch you then.